Welcome to Again But Better, a new podcast brought to you by the Florida State University Percussion Studio. My name is John Parks, and I'll be your host.
I'm Darcy Wright, Associate Producer.
And I'm Austin Palella, Project Coordinator.
We hope to enhance and inspire your approach to music performance and pedagogy through our experiences at Florida State. So let's get into it. Today's episode is the fourth in a series on rehearsal strategies and techniques, which we are calling The Power of We. Enjoy! There are two other little subpoints to this. One doesn't really have anything to do with this, but it does have to do with that psychological manipulation of all of you that I've been running for so many years. And that is, and I'm sure you've noticed this, I never say me or I or you.
We.
It's always we. Like we, even if you're the one that's, the object of my attention at that moment, even if I'm saying, what happens if we try this triangle beater, or what happens if we do this, if we do that, I think the buy-in and the trust in the process, it's amazing what one word can do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a reason that I don't ever sit down in rehearsals. Now I realize, people can do what they want. Like right. I hope everybody understands that. Like you have something that works for you, awesome. You have something that may not be working for you, try it. But the reason that I don't sit in rehearsals is because you can't sit.
I agree.
So if you're not sitting, I'm not sitting. Yeah. There's another little psychological thing I run on you sometimes, which is I'll carry sticks around or mallets. That's my way of reminding you that I'm one of you. It's not I'm now up here and you are there. It's we. And that's why I'm always carrying stuff around. If I'm not conducting or whatever, I might have a stick in my hand, or I might have mallets. I might be doing, exercises in the air or something. It's just to remind you psychologically that we are on the same team.
Yes.
And I'm not so far removed as your coach to not remember that we're all playing together.
You're leading instead of dictating.
I think, that's true.
You're leading from the front.
Yes.
As they said in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
But if the front is being the charge, you're not in the back. You're right up there with everyone else.
Yes, totally. Yeah. And the other part of that, too, is that I spent a lot of time in school watching other people's rehearsals. Like I was, if I were not in Sibley Library, where I basically lived at Eastman, just because I always felt like the dumbest person at that school, I lived there. But, RPO was rehearsing, I would go watch them. Cleveland Orchestra is in Eastman Theater. I'm going to go watch them rehearse. Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
The Kronos Quartet is in Kilburn Hall. I'm going to go in and watch them. If there's an open rehearsal, I'm going to go in and watch it and see, how do they talk to each other? What kind of time, how do they do what they do? Go watch an opera rehearsal. Go watch a new music rehearsal. If I was in Wind Ensemble with Hunsberger, I was watching him like a hawk, not just because I needed to, but I just loved the way that he ran rehearsals. Yeah. When search committees would form and we would have conductors coming in, I would go, even if I didn't play in that group, I would go and watch just because I felt like, all right, there's so much here that I can pick up. Not all of it is going to work, or not all of it do I like. Yeah. So I'm going to use the stuff, I'm going to take the stuff that I like, and I'm going to get rid of the stuff that I don't, at least for
Getting
now.
all the tools in
or
your
I may say, or I may save it and say, okay, I may one day be in a situation where I need to solve this problem as a conductor or director or whatever. I'm going to remember this because I wouldn't use it on a daily basis, but it's another spice on the spice rack. Yeah. It's another arrow in the quiver. It's just another way to do it. There may be one day when the only way to get through to a student or get them to do something is that. And I think the more of that you have, the easier it is. It's immersion. Yeah. If you learn the language, the more you're immersed in it. Right. But if you don't immerse yourself in it and you don't pay attention, then it's really difficult to know what to do when you're presented with a situation that wasn't out of a textbook or wasn't out of, a conducting class or something.
Yeah. Yes.
Like this episode? Let us know your thoughts. The Again But Better team includes Associate Producer Darcy Wright, Project Coordinator Austin Palella, editing and production by Tallahassee Photo and Video, also known as the amazing Justin Ball, and I'm your host, John Parks. See you next time for another episode of Again But Better.